Hey, welcome back. So I've taken like a month off from this, roughly. At least in terms of recording. The, there's reasons for it, partly. One thing I haven't been able, this is the first time I've been able to talk, which assuming I can. Um, about a week ago, now, it's almost funny, except for the part where it hurts. I broke a couple of ribs. I'm officially calling it a skateboarding injury. I wasn't on a skateboard, but my history of skateboarding, I've like conditioned myself if I fall down, I, land on like my shoulder or whatever. I make sure I don't land on my hands, which is great if you're skateboarding. What I did, got new sheets. I have a waterbed. It that itself is kind of weird these days, but it's a headache thing. I get headaches. So overall, it's better for me to have that. On the topic, I should go sleep. So new sheets on the waterbed, and then of course being extraordinarily clever, I like fell asleep in the bed as you do. Woke up after about an hour. Had to get up, go take a leak, and I wasn't really awake. So I'm coming back to bed, and like, if I don't know why I did that. Ordinarily you get into bed, right? Here's a bed. I'm getting in. You do it. I didn't. I cleverly, on a bed that's 6 feet wide and 7 feet long, stepped right here, and I'll just go into from here. And what I did after that was the sheet slipped out from under me, and I did manage to kind of twist sideways, which I don't know if that's better or not. But what I did was the waterbed is a waterbed, and it's got the whole wooden frame thing, which is kind of nominally coated in whatever not really padded stuff. And so effectively, fulcruming from my feet, which are now sliding on, and I just fell what effectively was 4.5, 5 feet, and just landed on a couple of ribs right on the side of the damn bed. Just, smashed them. So no terrible danger. I mean, I didn't die. I guess if I were going to, that would have happened by now. But it's on bear. It's just terrible. It's not my only. Well, from then it's my only injury. But I mean, I've got the headaches. I've got chronic migraine. My knee is just destroyed. That's been through for years, decades. But yeah, it just inhaling, breathing, talking. It's just somewhat excruciating, and so that's part of it. That's the last week of the month that I haven't been doing this. Otherwise, I've been playing with it off camera a little bit. I can show you. I did some collecting of stuff. I said I was going to. It doesn't quite start there. I have, well, more than I thought. I've been going off to the desert and getting some sand. I went into the nether and got some nuts gravel out of the piglin who gives it to me. About that, actually, I could probably go. That's one thing I've been wasting a lot of time on. Let me pause this and I'll come back when I have more to explain visually. Hang on. Okay, so in the nether, go to the ceiling more, and yeah, I've got this guy gets gold, sorta, one way or another, and gives me things for it, including wherever gravel actually is. There it is. So I have all that coming from him, which is good. I tried. Well, I need food already. I actually wound up having to roll it back. I'll show you basically what the problem was. I knew about this too, and I forgot about it. I didn't bother shifting the whole village over to center it on 0 as much as I'd kind of like to regardless. It doesn't matter, but that is not the case bothers me a bit. It's off by like 20 meters. Or 15 or 20. I'll get up there and come back. Hang on. So, yeah, I haven't bothered shifting the middle of it where, you know, if it were perfect, if it were the way I liked it, this that I just lost right here would be the actual center, but instead it's half of it's the center, but otherwise it's off by like however many meters, 15 or 20. It's not a big deal technically, but the big deal is in order to, because I get iron guys spawning up there, which they're not supposed to, but they do. So I figured if I lowered the upper glass, I still haven't got an egg back in there yet by the turtle egg. Obviously, they're not chasing anything right now. If I lowered the ceiling, and that's what I tried to do, it would prevent them, the iron guys, from spawning, which it does. The problem is they spawn more often up there than down here, because down here gets really full of things, because monsters spawn in there too. And it just gets too crowded to allow the golems to spawn, be created by these guys. So really, this is a better system than what should make more sense, and yet doesn't. So it's kind of, I don't know. So I'm, and if instead of lowering the glass up there, I raise the prismarine here, it doesn't really change laterally how much stuff is in there preventing spawning, except that if something does spawn, it can be a ghast, which wouldn't technically hurt me to have a ghast in there. It's happened. It can happen now, but it becomes more common if they have that kind of headroom. So this is about as good as it gets unless I really rethink the whole thing, tear it all down, and do something entirely else. You know, at which point I would basically, I think, just what I did when I was trying to fix this was I put a couple of these guys in a rowboat just to keep them relatively safe, and I'd probably just preserve 2 of these because I can breed up from 2 and ignore the rest. If they all die, I don't really care. I mean, there's nothing special about them. Some of them are opened up a bit, but it's probably not him. Just randomly, the odds of finding one that I've even talked to are relatively low. No, there's one. Okay. I don't have a lot of attachment to any of this. As long as I have 2, because getting them in here at all was, well, you saw it, I recorded it. It was awkward. I would also probably want to, now that I've actually got my render distance up. I was playing Skyblock, kind of recreationally. If I were to recenter the thing on 0, I'd probably have to, well, I would certainly more or less have to not only move the whole village over 20 meters, but also, now you can't see it from down here yet. I'll cover that in a sec. The whole pickup thing with the minecart. Yeah, so the problem partly is occasionally I get gold bricks from that system if I get a if a golem kills Ziglin, you can get a gold ingot, but it's not common. So more commonly I get nuggets. That happens all the time. And here I think, yeah, I've got magma cream because I get spicy slimes up there. I have no gold right now. It just hasn't really happened lately. But you know, I can, when I get a bunch of nuggets, I can pull them out and compile them into ingots and just throw them basically into this box, and they go where they're going to go. Get fed to him. He takes an ingot and gives me whatever he's going to give me, which occasionally is gravel. And for that matter, I should see if I have. I'll get those iron shards. That's pointless. No, not really. I've been converting obsidian into ender chest, which I can do any time. I can just go in the overworld, find lava, and turn it into obsidian, and I'll have that. But I've just been doing it this way. Probably want to replenish that. Is there any more gravel? I doubt it. No, because there's no wood. There wouldn't be. Nothing's happened while I was in here. Yeah, that's probably the gravel right there. So you know that it's. I wouldn't entirely hate this whole thing being redone. Like, this really only allows for 1 oven, given the height of the bamboo. Whether that means... I have bamboo coming in on this level, and then it goes out here, so I can't have other ovens easily. Because it has to go in from the side and then drop when it's done, and I only have one, and it can't do anything to bedrock, so... I would have to raise this, or tower up the bamboo coming in like this towers up the results. Is there anything in there? It's just... meh. The whole thing is just kind of... I don't know. It doesn't really matter, and I've got whatever stuff. I'm still thinking toward one day, I found all my iron and glass, apparently. Do I have room for that? No, not really. Is there room in here? Give me that. Let's get to it somewhere else. Yeah, sorted stuff. Just from having built this. Doesn't really matter. So, let me go home here and drop some stuff off that I don't really need on me. I'm just going to go throw it into the... With stuff like gravel and glass, I don't really have a good place to put it apart from just in the junk drawer, so I can do that. And kind of the easiest way to... Wait a minute. I was just in the nether that whole time after waking... I slept, right? I mean, it seems like I did. Did I take that long to get to the portal to get out? I don't know, that's weird. It seems like that's not a long enough day for Minecraft. Well, that's what fits in there, so... That'll work its way into the system. So about looking up or looking further distance, I don't know. Damn, it's just really nighttime. I'm not sure what I'm used to. I mean, a day is 10 minutes long, so it shouldn't be that weird that it's happening, but still. I've been playing a game where days are like 45 minutes long for one thing. And then I'm so used to the lag making days an hour long here, it's just weird. It's kind of doing the run bounce thing, and I'm trying not to, apparently it bothers people to see it. Let me just find it. I could have just done this in the first place, but that will all go where it goes now. Do I have, and where would it be? Yeah, give me just to fill that up. So, other news, and a lot of people already know this, we got some information on 117. We're in 116.3 here. That came out since the last time I did this. Not to do this one. And we got information on 117, which I should make a note. We're getting a cave update. Probably around the time I can learn to type. That would be my guess. We'll probably see snapshots before that, but yeah. Oh, and then a lot of people... I'm just going to make this a request. This is getting really messy in here. I guess it works. A lot of people are complaining because there was another monster vote. Well, mob vote, really. And I assumed... A couple years ago when we got the Phantoms, the whatever of the night sky thing, Gene Simmons, whatever it was, my assumption was that's what we would get. I think Mo Yang's assumption was we would get that giant squid thing because of Shenik update. That was 114? 113. Yeah, I think it was 113. My assumption this time was we would get that Chillager thing, the ISO look, whatever it was. But we're not. We're apparently, people voted for a glowing squid, probably because we got the Phantom last time and everyone wanted and then found out that it's kind of annoying. Let me write this down, then I'll explain more what I mean. What do I want to even call it? How about monster toggling will make the most sense as a note. Let's call it that. And here's what I mean by that. If, oh, I don't know why I'm thinking, if I go into here, it's not here. There's nothing to change here. But in startup now, or I can just use a command. I mean, oh, don't turn that on. That's wrong. You can game rule. What is it? That one? No, not. I just saw it and I didn't. Maybe I didn't see it. What the hell? Oh, I know what I'm thinking. It's insomnia. There it is. So if I set this to, you know, false, I think is what turns it off. We'd never get a phantom because they only come out if you've been awake for 3 days or more. Which I don't want to do, so never mind. I don't know how it would help anything, because I don't think the glowing squid thing is expected to be a problem. I do sort of anticipate that, apart from existing, it'll probably be like, here's some kind of bioluminescent goo that you can get from killing them and use them in recipes. Which would be fine. I mean, it's just one more thing. I've always kind of argued that if you don't like an update, you don't need it. You can, let me go this way. Instead, you can just either don't update or more practically roll back. I can roll this thing back to version 1. I can go back to alpha beta days. There's no need. I mean, it was terrible back then. It really was. But if I really hated the combat update, I could play in 1.8. If I really hated the granite and diorite, and I really kind of do hate those things, I could play in 1.7 something, you know. The problem, of course, is it's always just one thing. It's always, you know, we get all these cool things. The combat update really stands out because the cool things are I can do this, I get an extra compartment to carry stuff, shields if you care about shields. I don't much care about them, I don't use them. But it allows for left-handing elements, which for a while there was great because you could have, you know, go, you can still kind of, do I have that? You can still kind of do it if you go like this, you know, you can just left-click, or right-click left-handed torching. The problem with that is you can't anymore do this. If I'm standing, if I were building a bridge sort of thing across the water or something, if I put down block, 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 and then every fifth one like I do, you can't right-click the torch onto it anymore if you're holding a block that you could, but it works with tools and weapons whenever, but it doesn't anymore work with a block in your hand. It's really annoying, so you have to basically hit F every time you need to switch to torches with, you know, that. It's not a huge deal, it's something I got used to, and at one point I used to just have torches always kind of right there and have whatever block I was putting down there. I'm 8 and 7, if you're wondering what I'm talking about. You know, the biggest issue with the combat update for everyone is that you can't just spam anymore. You can't, you know, if you watch the little sword icon refilling, which I guess in update, combat update 2, whatever they're doing with it, which is on its way some decade, they're changing it again, so you won't be able to do this. You'll wait until you can actually swing the sword before you do, so that way you don't restart the clock, such as it is, every time you spam. Which is better. Uh-oh, monsters. I've been, kind of working on this a bit. There's what used to be my ladder down before I did the water lift. So I've been kind of slowly, I mean, there's no way to do it anything, well, there is, you can cheat, but without like a horizontal laser I've talked about. I've been doing a bit of this. I don't care, I'll just do that. I don't want to bother with my shovel right now. It's something else I have to repair afterward. So basically just eternally wandering around in something of a circle. Chopping out the third level here because it's a little claustrophobic. I can't even see anything right now. There's no guessing what's in the ceiling. You have to be right underneath and look up. But I'm taking out this and at some point deciding how high the ceiling should go. And that's not just a preference, well it is, but it's if sea level is like 62 and I'm on I think 12 right now with the iron carpet that I have. Probably I'll end up, if it works out mathematically, it's always easy to lose in conversion when you're just sort of doing it in your head. Is he? He's leaving. I don't know what he's chasing, but it's not me, so I don't care. I'll deal with him if he comes over. Probably every floor will have a ceiling height of 5 meters, 4, depending how you look at it. Which again is where it gets a little tricky trying to math it out. You can, speaking of iron carpet and the inability to see, oh, what the hell? I got a little sloppy just smacking them all down, I guess, at some point. I knew I was, like, coming up short on those to a degree. That's why, I guess. Is that another one? Yeah, it is. It doesn't live there. This, should be the only level I need to do this kind of thing, strictly. If I go up 5 meters, it doesn't really matter how many, it's already saved. It's already the case. Next floor up, I could carpet over and I wouldn't have any real issues because there will necessarily not be any lava beneath the carpet. Here, at 20% of this or so has pockets of lava close enough underneath that carpet and anything inflammable inflammates. So, inflammates. That sounds right. Inflammation. People are weirded by the word inflammable. They think it means not flammable, and then they like yell at you for being right. It's weird. I don't know. I'm trying to think of another example of something like that, but there really isn't. That's the problem, I suppose. You know, something is intolerable or invisible or inconceivable or whatever. It always prefixing, prepending into something just basically means the opposite. In this case, it's I don't know. I guess in a way, it's more related to a word like international. Not that there's a international, but that's the point. There's also no flammable. It's not really a word. Unless you argue that common usage molests the language into something that illiterate people agree is better. It's not how it works. He very much knows about me to the F. Okay, time to kill something. They're falling occasionally. Oh, damn it. They're falling through the various holes. There's one. Which, in fact, I'm just going to somewhat lazily put these up just so I don't have to worry about it right away. Then, at some point that's not better, is it? So at some point I'll have it done. It's just, you can see how long it's taking. I've been talking for 5 minutes about this. It's just, yeah, apart from using like a fill command, which I have done. I did this once the way I'm doing it, essentially, although I think I was working more top-down. And then the map corrupted, and then I used a fill command, which I've never been real thrilled with having to... Oh, that's a lot of dirt. How much? Whatever. I'm willing to do this just to not have to... That's one advantage to having put this stuff down first. I don't want to have to build up 2 different things with mending. I have mending on the shovel, that's not the problem. It's just annoying. Well, that's a whole bit. Do I not get that stuff? Why not? Because we got a beauty or bountiful update thing, and I didn't ask for it. Yeah, every update has good and bad stuff. You know, with 1.8 we got these horrible ites, but we also got the Guardians and whatever, which is overall a good thing. I don't know where I'm going to stash any of this. Do I have room over here? What about this? No. Is that where gravel is? Partly. You know what, I'll just dump it in the overspill. Probably go to... Oh, what the hell, I'm bad at this. Take a nap real quick. Yeah, so, glow squids, I guess, are right now probably... Pretty much certainly, it's more or less promised we'll get the glow squids. Whether you want them or not, I don't see a problem with it. I just wish that's what monster toggling was about. I wish you could, there are commands I've seen, custom maps where there will be, command blocks that say if, I've seen zombie maps where creepers and skeletons and whatever, if they spawn, they're immediately, like, instantly killed by the game. So you just never actually, if you see them, they fall over dead instantly, and like they were never there. I kind of wish on startup where you can decide whether you're going to have insomnia or whatever. I wish there were a way to turn off specific monsters. If I don't, we have the phantom killing with the insomnia thing, which is similar to what I mean. But I'd like it if you could decide you just don't want creepers in the game, or and I could see that being something a lot of people would agree about. That's fine. Yeah, toggling what... It's just a menu of what monsters do you want, not want. I think it'd be better. And it wouldn't take much, because again, there are command blocks, there are command lines you can use for that, just immediate. On spawn, they die immediately, it's over. How much, oh, I'm really full on... I have something for this. Oh, yeah, okay. Sand there a bit. That can... Yeah, that's already in there. I think I'll repair my pickaxe. Yeah, I'd like to be able to toggle off specific monsters. I don't see it helping in this case. I mean, if you see a squid and it's glowing and that's terrible, I don't know what you're afraid of, but yay for you. I don't see a problem with it. If people really wanted the chillage or whatever it was, actually, it was isologger, isologer, I don't know what the hell it was, a strange word, invented word, which, you know, to go back to evolving language for illiterate people. It wouldn't get you the one you did want, but if you wanted to turn off the glow squid, I guess you could do that, or turn off creepers, which I think would get abused by everyone immediately, but not abused, but just that would be the principal reason for having that. Hi. Pay me. It's not even about the money, I just don't want the thing to be scuffed. There, it's done, actually, but I probably could open some of these guys up a little more. I've been doing that, but I don't know how many are left that I've never talked to. Well, not you, apparently. And, of course, I've got a couple of librarians who have glass. You, apparently, are someone I did open up a bit. Let me see. Not much of an advantage on my end for having more tools I can buy. I mean, I've got everything in Netherite. That's the one thing I did cheat in this iteration of the you know, ever-corrupting map. Oh, I don't know. A few episodes ago, and a couple of months, more than a couple, it was whenever we actually got 116. I started up from Zilch, and just gave myself Netherite stuff because I'd had it already organically enough, and it was going to take months of building up what I needed to do it, and then finding it, etc., so I just didn't bother. Am I out of... Okay. Let me just see if I can find I have two of these guys that I know of. I have a third that should have glass but doesn't because it's random. You are one of the ones that doesn't have it. There's you. So buy some glass because, you know, it's just... If I can, it's better than digging up the sand and then cooking it. That's all I can do. That was a stack and a half. It's a stack and a half each time, and there's like roughly 3 times per day you can... So I could have a lot of glass if that were terribly important. Or I could cook sand. It doesn't make any difference. It makes some, but not a huge amount. 6 left over. What's in there? That's basically 9 right there, but whatever. Yeah, so I wouldn't hate I'm just all over the tangenting. I wouldn't hate having monster toggling. If I didn't want turtles, I'd just, in the startup or as a game rule command, you could turn off any given entity, you know. Like, even if I just wanted only pink sheep, you know, those are things you can do with commands. It seems like it's something you ought to be able to do in startup, is just a few simple little rules relative to everything else going on in the any given map. I don't think it would hurt too much to have that. Other stuff from This proposed... It's not just a cave update, it's like caves and cliffs, I think, is what it's officially called. Because it is the mountain update, but it's also... We get the cave update finally, after all. Which means there's like... Oh, what is it? It's a darkness biome or something? I can't remember everything I just saw about it. There's this Minotaur thing, that's basically an iron golem, but a bull-headed monster that's blind, I think. So you make noise and it chases you around that way. So you can throw snowballs around. Snowballs have use again. Snowballs used to kill dragons. Well, I don't know if they ever killed dragons, but you could certainly harm a dragon with a snowball. So with enough snowballs, that would work. I think that was in the days before we got infinity on bows. I'm not sure if there was a crossover to that. And of course, you know, in 1.11.0 we had infinity and mending on bows at the same time. That was a one-time thing that I've since decided should be a thing anyway, so I've got them both here. Copper, which is amusing because I was just playing... I'm still technically playing it, I just took some time off from it. I was playing a game called Raft, but it's early access, and it's not finished, and there's no ending to it yet, so there's no... It's not terribly time critical to keep up with it, because I'm just going to reach a point where there's no point, nothing happens after that. One of the elements, well, it is an element, but one of the materials you can harvest in the game is copper, which you do, and you get just so much of it. There's nothing... There are uses for copper, but the accumulation of copper outweighs the uses pretty fast. Apparently we're getting copper in Minecraft, probably in July or August. From which, with... Is it glass or crystal? I don't know. But you can mix it with stuff and make a telescope. Which I've also been playing Ark lately, and I really can't stand the telescope in that game. It's just... It's worse than not having a scope. It's just absolutely horrible. But we're getting that here, apparently. One thing I mentioned years ago, I was playing, what the hell was that? I want to say Scorched Earth, you know, from Ark. It's not, it was, oh, damn it. I just totally blanked the name. It starts with an S, I think. Shriveled World, Shriveling World, one of those. I was mentioning this was 2 or 3 years ago now, while I was playing that, because it's all, you know, the mountains, those are ice, but it doesn't matter. You have to, unless you turn on climbing, which we have now. It used to be only in the phone game, but we have, that's under options, right? That's something I can do. I don't want to, but I can. Is it controls? Where would that be? Auto jump, yeah. I don't want it. I don't like it, but it's an option. Without it, though, you have to bounce every damn time you go up a thing. I've thought for years that we should have dirt slabs. I mean, you make anything, wood or stone, or really those two things. You can make, half slabs, right? Which, speaking of stupid words, they're just slabs. Half a slab would be half a slab. It'd be 25% of a block. Then we have stuff like snow layers, and we're going to have more of those with this whole snowy or snow cave update, if that makes sense. Where you actually have 60... Well, not that block, as an example, but not that block, but any other block that I'm not looking at right now is... effectively, it's 16 pixels tall. Like that line right there that's a little lighter is 1 pixel out of... And then these are like a pixel shorter than anything. They're only 15 or something like that. With snow layers, you can build up 1 layer, 15 layers, whatever you want. And one thing I noticed we're getting in the cave update is going to be a brush thing that you can brush at dirt and gravel, I think. And I guess the purpose, from what I can tell, is it'll be kind of excavating whatever's inside it. I assume, therefore, that if you just break the block, whatever's hidden in there will disappear. Kind of like... I know there's ores that are like that. Well, any ore, really. If you If you found coal ore, I just had some, and punched it or hit it with a hatchet or something, you would never get the coal. It would just disappear. So I assume it's a little bit like that. But what it tells me is that we'll be able to, how these stairs are kind of, 8 and 8 instead of just 16. You can walk up. We're finally getting that for dirt and gravel, which I think is good. I don't know if we'll have a variation on the dirt that's grass. I think that'd be really cool to have grass stairs effectively. Except, the width of the block, not just half and half. I don't know. A lot of stuff coming. We'll have time to talk about it later. I'm out of time now. I'm going to split. Yeah, just a lot of things that everyone's really kind of angry about. I didn't want a squid. I didn't want that. I don't want, why would you give us this? Basically, we're finally getting a cave update, so everyone who's been demanding a cave update for a decade now is trying to find some new reason to complain that they bought a video game once. Not my concern. If they want to give it to me, that's cool. I don't have to use it. I don't have to play 1.17 as an update, although I suspect I will. I mean, most everything about it looks pretty good to me, I think. Don't know a lot yet. A lot of updates that somewhere on announcement everything sounds great, then you get it and it's like, oh, but you took away mending arrow bows, or you took away putting torches down after we got it. It's a whole big thing. There's you can mod anything in this game if it's really important. It's not to me mostly. Well, anyway, sun's setting, and I guess that's what I'm going to call my queue. So I'm going to split, and it didn't really do anything today. It was more just musing. I'll get some more infrastructural stuff. Hopefully, get stuff accumulated or build out, take out the ceiling downstairs, whatever. See what I can get done. And whenever next time is, I'll see you then. So, bye.